Hello, my beautiful people, and welcome back to my channel, Life with Nati, or welcome in if you're new. My name is Natalia. Friends and family call me Nati. Today, we are here with our weekly WIP update. I'm hoping everybody is doing okay, and if you guys went through that horrible snowstorm, you guys are nice and warm, and your lights stayed on. We got hit pretty good. My husband had to unbury his truck only about 4 or 5 times. It's fine, right? Schools were shut down, and we're in New York. So, yeah, slowed down a lot of stuff. And you would think, with everything being shut down and just chilling at home, I'd get more stitches in, but I didn't. This week, I did a total of 4,000 stitches, which is a good amount. I mean, it's not bad. And that's 4,000 stitches minus the peppermint purple stitch along. That's black work, and I don't know how to count those stitches. But I am caught up with it. In today's video, we are going to go ahead and show you all the WIPs that I did this past week. And then I will let you guys know the WIP go for the month of February. Today is January 30th, 2026. I'm doing this video kind of fast, I'm hoping, because my son is down for his nap and he will wake up soon, and then I can't record until later on tonight, and all this beautiful light will be gone. Okay, let's see. Let's go ahead and dive in. So for the grand total of the month of January, if I keep looking down, I'm sorry, my notes are all sprawled out right in front of me. So the month of January, I did a total of 16,968 stitches, and I worked on 13 projects. And I shared it all with you guys. I'm very proud of myself that I'm keeping myself up to date with my recording. Yeah, let's get into it, right? We're going to go ahead and start with my stitch alongs. Get those out of the way. All right, so for starters, I'm going to go ahead with Cottage Keep, which is the Heaven and Earth Designs stitch along for 2026. My goal was to do 1,700 stitches a week. On this, I haven't really been keeping up with that, but I did do a good number of stitches on this one. This is what it's going to look like when it is complete, and I'll make sure I put a side-by-side of last week's progress compared to this week's. So this is this week. I'm just going to hold it in front of my face and remind myself that this is where the progress is going. So this is this week's. I did a total of 1,459 stitches this week, bringing me to 6,542 stitches in total and 7.42%. I worked all the way to the end of the project. And then I came back and I started going crazy with the stitches, and I finally zeroed out one of the colors. I'm not gonna lie, I love those colors over here in this corner. All those pastel colors, it is so pretty. I love it. So this is Cottage Keep by L&L Designs. Okay, so the next stitch along that I did this week was the Peppermint Purple stitch along, and this is black work, and I finished the box. This is the floss that I'm using is from Dying for Cross Stitch, and it is in the Mandarin color. I'm really enjoying myself with this. I love how much of an easy stitch it is. Once you get the first few blocks in, you're like, oh, okay. It's very repetitive, so I can lose myself in it. my next stitch along is Stitch is So Beautiful Stitch Along. They do monthly stitch alongs over on Facebook, and they're doing it on Instagram as well. They ask for 250 full cross stitches a week, or 500 and something 10 stitch. So I am doing full cross. This is what it's going to look like when it's finished. And this week I did a total of 595 stitches, bringing it to 1,503 stitches out of 90,000 stitches, bringing it 1.67%. And this is what it's looking like now. Excuse the part threads. This is such an easy stitch. I really enjoy myself when I'm stitching it. There's confetti, but it's so doable that it doesn't feel very confetti, and I love it. I love the little dragon that's gonna be in there. So pretty. So super excited. I'm going to be participating in next month, February's stitch along as well, just to keep progress on this, and plus the chart that they're gonna give you. If you keep up with the stitch along, is absolutely adorable. So there's that one. So, yeah. All right. So that is all the stitch alongs that I am currently doing. And we're going to go ahead and jump right into Mylestonne Manor. But before we do that, so WIP GO. I did not meet both requirements for the WIP GO. I did meet the number 2 on the WIP GO board, which was my Beauty and Beast. I reached 1,000 stitches on that one. But Little Cake Shop, I had to tap out on Little Cake Shop for right now. I'm not gonna forget about it. I'm gonna come back to it to do those 1,000 stitches, just not right now. Is when I'm in the mood for severe confetti, which is not right now. Now, Mylestonne Manor. So last week, if you remember, I still had to do a few more stitches for my Amy's Sanctuary of Stitching. I needed roughly 760 stitches, and I did complete the I completed it. Sorry, words are hard. This is what Amy's Sanctuary of Stitching is going to look like when it is. Sorry about that jump. My son just came home and dogs went crazy. So, as I was saying, this is what Amy's Sanctuary of Stitching is going to look like when it is complete. I did a total this week of 763 stitches. That is what it is looking like now, and I am loving it. So there is a total of 1,604 stitches completed out of 559,440 stitches, bringing it to 0.28%. This is supersized max color. I'm doing it on 32 count, 1/1 full cross. And you guys, I am loving it. I am loving how it's coming along. I started it at the bottom right, bottom right hand side. Oh, it is so pretty. I am super excited to continue with this one. All right. That one was called for 16,000 stitches, and I exceeded by 4 stitches. Pretty good. I use Saga for most of my cross stitch patterns to keep track of my stitches, and Saga, you have the option to put basically a goal, and I just write how many stitches I want to complete, and it'll let me know when I reached it. And that's how I figured out how to do those stitches. I also use Pattern Keeper, so I use them. And my stitching method for that was originally I wanted to go up the pattern, but yeah, I learned that I'm not good at just sticking to any one thing. I just went rogue, which I normally do on all of it. So, all right. So last week we also played for Mylestonne Manor. That one was from Mylestonne Manor as well. And we had to go back into the hallway. And my hallway piece for Mylestonne Manor is Dragon Race Into the Night. We did roll the dice, and the dice came in. Sorry. We rolled the dice, and the dice told me that I needed to stitch a whopping 330 stitches. Was not expecting for such a low number, and I also was not expecting to hit a goal on it. So, sorry, I went ahead of myself. This is a Dragon Race Into the Night. Lovely pieces from Pain Free Craft. And this is what it is looking like now. All right, so we are at 4,291 stitches out of 536,350 stitches, bringing it to 0.80%. And can y'all see? We have a page finish and then some, because I also stitched some more. Sorry about all this part thread. But I stitched even more over here to reach that 330 stitches. But yes, I'm loving it. Look how tiny the pages are. So my goal for Dragon Race Into the Night is 7 pages, and we got a page finish. So instead of filling out one of these, I filled out one of these. So we got this one for the Amy, and then we got this one for Dragon Race Into the Night. I did the Amy completed. The Amy was completed on the 24th, and Dragon Race was completed on the 25th. And then, yeah. So you can see I have another hit point, and we'll talk about that one in a moment. But yes, 7 pages, and we have page 1 down. Yay! Oh, I love this piece. I love them all, but there's a selective that's just like my absolute favorite, and this is one of them. Don't fall. Okay. The other chart that we had to do for Mylestonne Manor was Alternative Reality by Josephine Wall, charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. This is what it's going to look like when it's complete. Last week, we rolled the dice, and the dice told us we had to do 250 stitches. Like, that is a very low number. I wasn't happy with the rolls last week, but it's fine. Like, give me 1 second, I need a drink. And my end goal for Mylestonne, well, for the year, so my milestones on Mylestonne Manors are determined by my goal for the year long for each project. And I originally said I wanted 2 pages for alternative reality, but I went into Pattern Keeper and to look at where I'm already stitching and how to get 2 pages, and it just didn't make sense to me. So what I ended up doing was calculating how much 2 pages really is, and came to the conclusion that 2 pages is 2%. So instead of saying 2 pages, I'm just going to go 2%. And I haven't hit that goal yet. So in the future, when it comes to alternative reality, instead of 2 pages, is 2%. And this is where I am at now. Okay, and I stitched 259, bringing it to a completed stitch of 3,209 out of 742,254 stitches, and I'm at 0.43%. That is not all the stitches I have on this chart. I also have some over in this corner. I started at the top corner and realized that I wanted to see how the face is going to look before I continue, because this project is supersized and it's going to take me some years to finish. And if I don't like the face, I'm going to be very upset with myself for taking so long stitching this thing and not liking it. So, starting with the face, and I'm liking it. I mean, it's a little bit creepy because it's not it's not a fully finished face, but I'm hoping that when we get back to this one, it will call for a higher amount of stitches than 200. All right, and that is my Mylestonne Manor. And then I have one more project that I want to show you. Last week, I started the Nostalgic Tarot card by the Witchy Stitcher, and your girl was so excited to get it started and go that I did not pay attention to where I was stitching on the fabric, and I stitched it on the wrong side of the fabric, so I had to restart. And I did. I knew that if I held it off for too long, I will not want to stitch it. So I restarted it. This is on 14 count Black Ada, 2/1 full cross, and this is where I'm at. So I'm not quite to where I was, but I did stitch a total of 593 stitches out of 14,159 stitches, bringing it to 4.18 stitches. And this is just the border. So the 14,159 stitches is just the border. That's not including each tarot card that goes in it. So I'm super excited for this one. I really, really, really love this pattern, which is why I was like, I'm going to start it, or it's going to sit, and I don't want it to sit because I love that project. It's also my first time ever doing Black Ada, and I normally don't like 14 count, but I figured my first time with Black Ada, I might want to start with a low count fabric instead of my original higher count fabric. I don't know. I'm hoping I told you guys what fabric I was working on. But if I didn't, let me just quickly tell you the Amy Sanctuary of Stitching, that's on 32 count, 1/1 full cross. Dragon Race into the Night, that is 28 count, 1/1 full cross. Alternative Reality is on 28 count, 2/1 tent. Atop a vintage book pile is on 28 count, 1/1 full cross. Cottage by this the Heaven and Earth Designs cottage pattern is on 28 count, 1/1 full cross, and Nostalgic Tarot is 14 count, 2/1. And then my Peppermint Purple Cell, that is on 32 count, 1/2 full cross. Well, black work, not full cross. Okay, that's all of them. And now we get into another. Should we do the Mylestonne Manor first? No, we're going to talk about WIP GO really quick. All right, so WIP GO. For those of you guys who don't know what WIP GO is basically a bingo game for your WIPs. It could be diamond painting, cross stitch, quilting, you name it. That Jessie Marie Does Stuff here on YouTube has created this game, and she creates a bunch of stitchy games that I absolutely love, and I like to participate in as many as I possibly can, but without overwhelming myself. So every month, Jessie draws 2 numbers from the number of 1 through 25, and you make yourself a board with topics or certain projects, you name it. It's your board, your rules, she likes to say. And you basically name them, number them from 1 to 25. 13, I believe it's 13. Yes, 13 is the free space. So you can do a new start, or you name it. It's your board. As you can see on mine, I have categories. So cozy, green, purple, you name it. I have on my board. So this, for the month of February, she chose number 5 and 22. My 5 is samplers, which I have samplers that are not long dog. I have 2. So I spun a wheel to determine which of the 2 that I will be doing, and my wheel spun butterflies and borders. This is a pattern from Etsy, and this is what it's going to look like when it's complete. Let me turn down the brightness so you guys can actually see it. So this is what it's going to look like when it's complete. I am so sorry about that crazy glare. Okay. I thought I had a printout of that one, but apparently I don't. Let me go ahead and grab it. So to begin with, I am sitting at, I have 318 stitches completed out of 26,071 stitches, bringing it to 1.22%. This is what it's looking like right now. And for my WIP GO, I am saying per month have at least 1,000 stitches in the project. So at least 1,000 stitches will be put in this one within the month. Now, don't get me wrong, I probably can. No, there's no probably to it. I will definitely be able to get this done in a week. I'm doing this one on 25 count 2/1 full cross. And the thread that I am using is Dying for Cross Stitch. This is Oil Slick. This is what it's looking like now. This is what it looks like. So some purples, blues, pinks, and yellows. And my idea was to put the yellow and the pinks up at the top border, and then the purples and blues in the inside, and just alternate and figure out how it goes. But that's a pretty variegation. So that is my project for the month of February. And again, my WIP goals is 1,000 stitches. Figured I needed to make it a little bit easier on myself. And then the second number called for on WIP GO was number 22. And my category for number 22 is neutral colors. So I just put all the projects that I have that has neutral colors in my wheel and spun it. And the winner was Belong to the Night by Chris Ortega, charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. That's what it's going to look like when it's finished. And I have a total of 801 stitches out of 283,500 stitches, and I'm at 28%, 0.28%. I'm doing this one on 28 count fabric, 2/1/10 stitch. This is where I'm at right now. Yeah, not a lot of progress on this one. However, I think I'm going to change it from stitching up here. I'm going to find the very bottom of the project, and I'm going to work from bottom up, because honestly, you guys, that top half is just boring and I want to get to something exciting. So I'm just probably going to start either in the middle or at the very bottom. We will figure that out when she comes out. And 1,000 stitches is going to be put onto her. That is it for WIP GO. And now we're going to jump into Mylestonne Manor. Drink break. 1 second. All right. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to roll the dice for Dragon Race into the Night, because Dragon Race into the Night is my hallway piece. Since we finished alternative reality, we're going, actually, yeah. Never mind. We're gonna first spin the wheel to figure out which room we're going to, because alternative reality is right here. I can just, if I spin this room, I don't have to go into the hallway, but any other room I will have to go into the hallway. So let's roll. My goal is to open all of the rooms downstairs before going upstairs, and I might end up changing my mind because my stair project is Traveling Library by Amy Stewart. So I think this week I will do one more in the downstairs area, and then I will open up another wheel saying upstairs or downstairs and figure out from there. Yeah? Okay. I'm actually having so much fun with this game. It's ridiculous. All right. So we're going to go ahead and spin the wheel. All right. Looks like we're going to the bathroom, which means we do have to go into the hallway. All right. But before we do that, we have to pick a whip. Exciting. Yeah, let's see what it says. We are going to be doing Merry Mushroom Cottage by Amy Stewart, charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. I will get that in a second once we roll. So to roll your dice, you need a 12 plus 20 dice. Then you multiply that by a 10 dice. So 12, 20, and 10. Remove that one. All right, I brought them all up. Disregard what the number says because that's not right. I'm trying to get you guys if it's not severely glary. And that's pretty. All right. So, Dragon Race into the Night. Our 12 dice is 2 plus our 20 dice is 7. And then our 10 dice is 5, which makes 50. I'm trying to make sure I write everything down, so give me 1 second. All right, so it's another lowish number, but it's okay. So we have 450 stitches that needs to go into Dragon Race into the Night. All right, and then now we're going to go ahead and do our roll for Merry Mushroom. All right, so our Merry Mushroom, our 12 dice rolled 10. Our 20 dice rolled a 20. And our 10 dice rolled for 3, which makes it 30. Not bad. We are going to stitch 900 stitches on Merry Mushroom Cottage. Trying to think if I should roll one more. Okay, we're not going to roll another one, not right now. I should be pretty busy with Merry Mushroom Cottage. However, I think I'm going to, for next week, for the Mylestonne Manor, we're going upstairs and figure out which room we're going to open upstairs. So, let me go ahead and go grab Merry Mushroom Cottage so that you guys can see what that's going to look like, and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. So Merry Mushroom. So Merry Mushroom Cottage by Amy Stewart, charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. This is what it's going to look like when it's finished. I have so far 1,319 stitches out of 349,300 stitches, bringing it to 37%. This is what it is looking like now. Not a lot to see, but still pretty. This is on 28 count 1/1 full cross. And my end goal I want is 4,000 stitches put on her. So we're going to get another hit point because I didn't reach 1,000. I didn't roll for 1,000, but that's okay. This is what she's looking like now. Actually, yeah, I'm going to get 2 hit points. It's fine. All right, you guys. That looks like it's all for my cross-stitching portion of this video. I am going to do my diamond painting portion of the video in just a moment. But if this is all you were here for was for cross-stitch, thank you guys so much for coming, watching. In the comments below, let me know what you were doing while you were watching my WIP updates. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button. It lets me know that you're enjoying these videos. And if you haven't already, please go ahead, subscribe if you are enjoying my content. And I will see you guys in a moment. Be right back. Hello, and welcome to the diamond painting portion of this video. Not a lot to talk about, unfortunately. I'm sorry. But I did work on my WIP GO piece that was called for. Not Storm Inside. I haven't touched Storm Inside. It looks like I am not going to get a point for that one. And that's okay. I learned that I need to work on stuff that makes me happy. And for the time being, Storm Inside was not making me happy. It was too color blocky. Wasn't up my alley. But I did get some of my Lightness Surround You by Panera, charted by from the one with the diamond art. Here is what she's looking like. This is a round. And I am almost there. So my goal was 50%, and where I'm at now, right here, is the 50% mark. I just have to finish those 2 sections, and I will. So I will have a point for this. It's not the 1st yet. It's not February yet. So I'll be working on this today until I get her done. But that is where she's at. I finished that. Then finished those 2 sections. Now I just need these 2 sections and I hit my goal. So that is exciting. And then didn't do a lot of diamond painting, but that's okay. It's okay. I did do a little tiny bit on my cupcake bakery. I'm gonna go ahead and grab it really quick. Be right back. Right, so I do this one when I am editing my videos and when it takes forever for it to edit. So I have this one out in front of me. So this is where I'm at. I started doing some of that on the bottom, but isn't she lovely? I gotta learn how to start cutting off this plastic. Yes. I almost have a whole roll done. I really do enjoy this one. I love the confetti, but not confetti of it. But that is the 2 diamond paintings that I did work on. Let me go put this back. Now, February, WIP GO. So if you watch the beginning half of this, you'll know that WIP GO, the 2 numbers called for WIP GO was 5 and 22. And if you didn't watch the beginning half and you're only here for the diamond painting, WIP GO is a game by Jessie Marie Does Stuff here on YouTube, and it's a bingo game. This is what my board looks like, and I basically just put all my WIPs in each board, in each little box, and then I have goals that I need to reach by the end of the month. Now, my 2 WIP goes for February. The first one is 5, and that one is my Jada Gem Shop. So that is Cinderella, created by Jada. And that is what it would look like. I'm going to focus on that. When it's complete, why do I have to look up this one? Give me a second. This is a 70 by 90 square. And it's actually called Nearly Midnight by Tasha San. And this is what I have so far. I have no idea if I'm on camera. There we go. And my goal for February for Cinderella is 10 days, to work on her for 10 days. I learned my lesson to stop putting an exact amount on anything because I don't want to feel bad that I didn't meet the goal. So as long as I work on it 10 days, it doesn't matter if I put down 20 drills, as long as I worked on it for 10 days. All right, the second one that was called for number 22 is Rose Library by Ivy Delmore. I love this piece. I love it so much that I have it in cross stitch, and I'm planning on starting it this year too. So I'll have a cross stitch and a diamond painting of the same artwork, and that's okay. So my goal for Rose Library this month is 13 days. Work on it for 13 days. This is what I have so far. It's a pretty easy stitch once I actually start stitching it. Alright. That's what I got done so far. I don't know what's up with the whole 2 rounds for the month of January. Now it's 2 squares for the month of February. 2 rounds for the month of January and 2 squares for the month of February, but that is okay. All right, so 13 days for Rose Library, 10 days for Cinderella. I feel like that's very doable for me. Doing it that way with how many days, instead of saying, hey, you have to have 50% or have it finished, or no. Just no. I will have 13 days on Rose Library, 10 days on the Cinderella piece, Jada Gem Shop, and get those as far as I possibly can. I'm not going to go cheaty and be like, oh, I did it. I did 10 drills today. I'm counting it. That's just not me. When I pull out a diamond painting, I normally like to sit there until the square is complete. And that makes me feel like that was at least a day's work. Disregard Cupcake Bakery, Cupcake Bakery. That, like I said, I work on it while I'm editing. So you'll still see some progress on that one. I'm not putting that one away because Ticket to Ride is still going, and normally I'm way more active with the challenges, but I don't know what's going on. I'm not really sitting down diamond painting like I normally do. Heck, I'm not even really cross stitching like I normally do. Like I normally, half of the stitches that I do in a week, I can normally do it in 2 days. I don't know. I honestly just don't know. But it's okay. I'm not pressuring myself because I don't want to burn myself out in either hobby, because they're both my therapy, and a burnout is not a good idea in my opinion. Also, I do have my shop that I am working on. This little big storm, kind of put a damper on a lot of things. It stopped our mail from being delivered and received, so I couldn't even ship anything. I'm still waiting on some of my supplies so that I can continue to create things. They say it's going to be here on Tuesday, so fingers crossed that it is, because I'm a little bit behind. I'm quite behind at my shop, and it's because I don't have the supplies with me right now. And I couldn't really turn anything because of how cold it was. I actually snapped a pen, which is the very first time I've ever done that. Snapped a pen while turning it. I'm guessing because of the hot to cold and the fact that the power was pretty sketchy. So there was a lot of wobbling in my lathe. So I just put it down. I was like, I'm not turning another one because I was terrified. I will turn one. I'll continue to turn this weekend. Um, but yeah, I think that's about it. I want to thank you guys so much for staying with me to the very end. If you did, thank you. Leave me a little emoji you pick down in the comments below, and I will definitely see you guys hopefully next week. If not, it'll be the following week. So that's my timeline. If I don't get you in 1 week, I'll get you in 2 weeks for sure. But thank you guys for being here. Love you guys later.